Yeah, and after that, using the taxiways, you have to be minimum speed, so max 40, to keep down. Obviously, you don't make a mistake. You have time to, go slowly. When you hold short of the runway and then turn on, when you say your call sign is entering runway 18 for takeoff, basically you will not take off like full speed up or full altitude gain or collective at full and just rise. You're going to use the runway, the whole run up, at least half the runway, and then you can rise and then basically pick up speed at low grounds, and then you can just start heading off for the skies. Um, Basically, we always use the whole runway when we land and take off.
Yeah.
And obviously you have to call that the runway is clear. This would be a good thing to write down, but never mind, I'm recording. Basically that's the start. That's what you need to know around the airfield. We're just going to do some flying around, and also in a situation I will first explain it of course, but I'm going to give you landing zones, and between those landing zones I might click one of the buttons to destroy anything, and I might say missile incoming, and then to the right or left, and you have to pop flares and do basically your evasive maneuvers. I'm gonna explain them to you in the air, but let's go ahead and see
Do you
what
want
we
me to
can
get
do.
my acre working before we do this?
No, it's no. We're gonna be in the same seat anyway. Well, yeah, go as pilot. I'll be the gunner. Right. So basically, your call sign is Raptor. You don't have to, yeah. In most cases, you only say Raptor 1 or 2, only if there's other airframes with that call sign. This
Right.
means that in this moment you're only Raptor. So you're only called Raptor 1 if there's 2 of you. Okay?
Yep.
And same goes for any other call sign. Let's see. Right, there's no ATC, but you're gonna go with all the calls when you take spool up, when you taxi and all that. So now prepare your taxi path to one of the runways. You will choose this your own, and remember which one it is. So you're clear
Right.
to do what you need to do.
Raptors spooling up.
Hello guys, this is Osman. This is a little bit of a training for you. This is what I offer to my pilots in the Guerrillas of Liberation Air Corps. I give them private training to make their standards get better, learn all the procedures and all that.
Raptors turning on to taxiway Bravo.
Basically this means that I give training to most of the pilots that join. If you want to play with me, keep it a little bit higher, mate, and slow it down. If you want to fly with me, if you want to join this aircraft, you can sign up for the clan. Just try and join.
So does it not matter as long as you're below 40 in speed? It's all right.
Yeah, you can go. Obviously, you don't want to go too slow to bore the guys in the back, but you can still keep it slow. Obviously, you can still go over 40. It's not it's not death, but you might want to keep it below 40. It's not a real strict limit, as long as you don't take off, unless in emergencies, of course. Right, take it as slow as you want. What do I say, Ross?
Raptors turning on to taxiway Foxtrot.
If you want to join and fly with me, sign up for the clan. You have to play 1 month at least in the ground before signing up for Air Corps. So I mean, I would really be happy to have you guys, all those Air Corps fans, all the times I was in the 16A. You might want to feel that professionalism, but not at a strict level. This is it. I will lead this Air Corps as I
Raptors
led
holding short.
16A's Air Corps for a little while as the second in command. And yeah, that's going to be nice. So I mean, we'll be happy to get
Raptors now turning on to runway 18.
it would be nice to have, some guys from the YouTube page to actually come and join me while flying, because it's going to be a blast, and you can be a part of such. So think about it and see if you can join up. Yeah, you need to race a bit when you're landing.
No, I thought you wanted me to wait and then like As if there's an ATC, but okay.
No.
Raptor's now taking off.
Pick up some speed, just like a plane, before you start to race. So keep your nose down. Keep your eye on the variation on the left. That means how much you go down and how much you go, how much altitude you raise and lose or decrease it. So if it's on 0, you're gonna maintain your altitude and you'll still gain speed. That goes both ways to going faster, and now you can take off. You could have done that at the halfway, but it works both way. When you land, that's the goal as well, to have 0 variation and then decrease your speed so you don't lose altitude. The problem with people often either overestimate how much lift the helicopter has, and the same. That means that you'll basically drop low, and you'll still like crash because you won't reach the HLS if you do it too much. In the same way, if you don't do it enough and you still pull up, you will go even higher altitudes, and you will have to overshoot and then fail to land. So basically, finding that 0 point, finding where you need to have it, or using your eyes and check that meter every time. Basically, you can check how good you're doing, and that's always what you need to maintain. Variation 0 when you decrease your speeds. You can obviously still lose altitude if you need to lose altitude, but the goal is in a low landing or slow landing, you need to have the variation 0 and do it very lightly. So what we're going to practice is tail rotor failure and engine fail, and I'm going to explain the first one, which is tail rotor failure. Tail rotor failure means that you will have to use everything except your tail rotor.
Doesn't that mean you
spin the torque of the rotor, the main rotor, mean that you will go around. There's no balance. Basically, you spin like hell. But how to counter that? If you're stuck in low, if your engine is still active, put it to full. Race as much as you can. This means you'll have more time. If
I don't know if my carry on.
that means you'll have 4 time.
My collector's working or not.
What?
I don't know if my collective on the back of my joystick's working. So.
Okay. I don't know what I was saying now. Oh crap! What was I saying?
You were saying put in the collective to full.
Yeah, put collective at full. That means you have more time to react. If you go lower, you will obviously not react in time. And then you have to rocket. You have to put your nose down. What your goal is to gain speed. When you have speeds about 100, 120, or somewhere around there, your helicopter will be stable. So this means you're now in a plane mode. Basically, you can't use your rudders to get maximum turn. Basically, you'll fly as a plane. That means that you'll always have to maintain that speed until you're landing. And when you land, what you want to do is the same thing. Is keep over 100 the whole way. You have to decrease altitude without losing your speed. But you have to go down to around 100, and then when you are close to the ground, you're gonna do a pull up. You're gonna pull your stick back, basically flare, and lose all speed, and then you put your collective to 0 or 30%, so you lose altitude quickly. You need to put it on the ground quickly, otherwise you're gonna spin out of control. You will be able to chipmunk, don't get us killed. Fly safe.
I wasn't going to. It was just.
Now I forgot as well. Fuck. But still, yeah, you will spin out of control if you don't land quickly. So you want to lose your speed instantly and then put it on the ground. But you don't want to do it too calm or like quickly, because you can explode. The Mi-24s have a retarded gear as well, so it might not be as successful as it would be in a Chinook, for example. That's tail rotor failure. So you want to have speed. You have to fly as a plane to the runway or any other field and put it down quickly. Right. The other one is engine failure. Engine failure when you are on the low ground, or when you are at low. It's pretty much dive, get some speed, and then flare up. When you're basically on high altitudes, you have more time. When your engine shot out, you need to put your nose down, and you need to gain speed to find a clear area. If you have a clear area right in front of you, then you might as well just flare and use flaring. Otherwise, if you need to steer towards one, put your nose down a little bit to gain some speed. That will also give you more time to make decisions on how you're going to deal with it. And obviously when you do have to land, you have to flare up as well. You don't want to hit to the ground, and that is also important. You look at the variation. If it's above 6, 5, you're going to explode, I think. What you want it to be is like 1, 2, 3, minus 1, 2, 3, somewhere around there, or 0. That's even perfect, but that's a bit weird. That wouldn't happen. But 0.1, no, minus 1, and that's a good landing. I'm not sure how much actually is the maximum, but you want to keep it as low as possible. But you don't want to pull too hard and make your tail go right into the ground and make you explode.
Yeah.
Right, so what I want you to do now is I'm going to mark a HLS for you, and you're going to head towards it. Fly whichever route you want. And then basically I'm going to, if during that time I'm going to make you have a failure, you'll have to basically handle it. Later on you're going to have a practice on what to say. It's a mayday call that needs to go out to all channels.
Yeah.
And but that'll teach you that. That's something in radio communications a bit more advanced, or doing it at the same time. Your job now is just to survive.
Get it on the ground.
And obviously not kill me. That's not a plus.
Got me chewing gum at the ready.
Alright. CHLS Alpha, grid 067043, south of the main cities.
Yeah, look.
Southwest of the FOB. That's your heading. So, I have now the power of God, and I might kill myself using this. I think I'm gonna do this over the tree line. Basically, he can't use this field, so he'll have to guide himself to another field. I'm not telling him this right now, so that's fine. No, I've freezed. Another thing to note, when you get a missile on the right side, if a missile incoming on the right, you need to pull bank left, pull back on the stick if you have speed. Otherwise you have to gain speed, and then you pull with flares. You don't spam them. You put 1, 2, 3 out first quickly, and then you just burst it, or like you put it 1 every 3 seconds or something, just to keep that lock from not getting hit. Because the missile... What?
Do you want me to land?
No.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
land?
Oh, it's almost in an HLS, so you're supposed to land. And the same thing goes for missile left. Basically, when you have got a radar lock on you, your goal is not what your previous goal was, whatever it was, a CAS, whatever. That means your helicopter or airframe is in immediate danger. That means you have to pull low ground, nap of the earth, get away from the skies, go low. You obviously don't have to go crazy low so you crash, but you need to get behind the hills, use the terrain as cover, get some dead ground, and then basically just evade and call it on the radio. But that's obviously advanced. But now you just have to say, let's see, no, you have to evade until you reach to any safe ground, and I'll tell you when the safe ground is. Right? Right, I've marked HLS Bravo. That's your destination.
Seen.
Missile right, missile right. I'm going to be naughty. Hit, hit. Don't panic, find an exit way. Right, find your field. Select a carefully good ground. You need to be going uphill instead of downhill, but more flats is better. That annoying beep. Right. Right, you're losing too much speed and you're losing altitude. Put your nose down slowly. Do you have a field there? Right up,
Possibly.
flare. Oh, what the lag.
Microphone.
That's something you need to practice on yourself. You can do that. You can use this mission later on, but I can't give you any more advice other than the thing is, if you do it on a high altitude, you fly on a high altitude, you're gonna lose all your speed, and you're not gonna reach the ground. That basically means you have no speed, and you're gonna drop. You're gonna drop like a stone. That means that you have to balance it out. It needs to be a smooth landing. Of course, that's hard sometimes, but you can't put flare too soon. You have to flare at the right time. Obviously now,
Oh, right, because I was trying to get round quickly so I could get in that field below us.
yeah, the thing is, I saw some opportunities in front. You don't want to make big turns. You lose a lot of airspeed when you make turns, especially when you don't have your engines on. You're gonna have no power. So basically, try to make small adjustments and not banking around in a 180. That's pretty much not doable with now, or without the engines at least. It's not doable, but with engines maybe. Right. So basically, an FOB.
Did you cancel the engines then?
Yeah.
They didn't go off. I still had full power. That's why I did the 180-degree turn.
You didn't have your engines on.
I did. We're still on for me.
Okay,
I
that
still
was
had
lag.
torque.
Because obviously I saw the engine fail and it beeped quite a lot. Anyway, when you take off from an FOB, you just have to say that you're taking off when spooling up. That's pretty much it. There's no taxiways, obviously, so you have to take off. And you say which direction you're going for.
Which what you going for?
I don't know. That's you, that's pilot. I'm not pilot.
No, I mean, like, what did you say? You tell them where you're going, like, whether you're going east, south,
Yeah,
north, or
basically,
west.
if you're going to take off and head straight, you're going to just rotate left and go east. You have to say that.
Right.
So which way they're going.
Practice spooling up.
So the engine failure didn't go too well, but if you're not used to it, if new players don't know about it, it's something you learn. I mean, everyone fails here and there. I can even fail. I failed once, but that wasn't in a mission. I've actually got a pretty clean record, which I always like to brag about, which is that the time I was in the 69 months, I never lost an airframe completely. I mean, it got destroyed. One time, it was broken, but I don't know if the factors were right. I landed on a beach and it actually slided into the water. Didn't blow up, but wasn't recoverable, I guess. But anyway, other than that, 9 months, no deaths. Or deaths I've had, but no real crashing, which is awesome. So let's see. It doesn't matter still. This is something you'll have to practice on.
Okay, there's the 0.
I don't know if that actually worked. Oh, the smoke didn't work. Oh.
Smoke?
Yeah, now you're coming in a bit too steep. You dive. You've got too much speed. Wave off and do it again. You have to be less altitude.
Practice wave.
You can't. What you should try and do is basically make a smooth descent rather than in the end drop like a stone or drop too far and then you just go slowly and creep up. You want to have it perfectly balanced so you don't stalk up to the HLS, but so you don't overshoot the HLS and make you look like a moron. that's the problem people make, that they don't make smooth landings. They often keep the collective at neutral and then pull back. That will mean that you land or you pull up like AI, and yeah, that doesn't look pretty. So always try to find that 0 variation in altitude. That means you'll lower your speed, but you'll maintain the altitude. Or that means that you're gonna do it smoothly, but you don't want to keep it too long. You have to put it on the ground, so you don't want to have the variation 0 for too long. Are you coming in from
Yeah.
the north now?
Yep.
Okay. Right, go for this time. Don't. Yeah. The only problem right now is that you have an obstacle in the way. This means that you'll have to slow down. This could make your approach kind of, I don't know, dangerous. It's kind of dangerous to slow down too much and then not know where you're going. You're going past the castle, you know that, right? Missile right, missile right. Still keep those flares popping, but not too quickly. What I talked before, just do it 1 every 2 seconds until you're safe. Right, you're pretty much safe now. Alright, good. You banked a little bit. Well, the better way to do it is to put your nose down and use your rudder. You still are, if in that scenario, because you're low speed, that means your rudder will be in more effect.
Yeah.
That means that you won't have that, you know, you're tilting your rotors towards the ground. That could make it a little more risky. It's a bit risky as well to just turn around if you're in a closed environment. So it depends on what scenario you're on. If you're landing in a tight HLS between trees and you get a missile lock as soon as you should land, you just have to punch that collective right up and just try and evade it. But that's hard. Those hits are hard. Right, so now I just taught this guy what his goals are to teach or practice on for the upcoming trainings that we will have. This is for the candidates, basically, what I do now, but this time it's a special because Chipman was the only one that could join. So basically he got a little bit of a private lesson, but most of the time this will be taught on the ground first in theory, and then we will move up to the skies. But since we don't take in 10 pilots at once, it's basically not going to be the same. But in the future, when there's too many candidates, it's going to be a bit of a problem to train everyone. So that will basically drop it down to, you know, applications and all that. But I mean, if you want to, since the Echo is small now and the unit is quite small, but it's a nice bunch at least. I can be more, you know, selective, or I can just pick people up
Raptor landing on runway 0.
and teach people stuff, because obviously, you know, I have no. Oh, what the hell is that? Right, guys, this is for you guys. Oh wait, what kind of plane is that? The question of the day is, what plane was in the camera sight? Name it. Right, so a successful little training for Chipmunk they're running there. Obviously he messed up the engines when he landed, but you know, shit happens. It doesn't matter. You still have to be the best pilot. You have to have a heart for it and a will to learn, and you will be a good pilot wherever. If you're 50 years old, 10,
Alright, I'm here.
obviously 16, 18, doesn't matter. You'll still learn. Yep.
Ultron,
Alright,
I'm
okay.
at the starting area.
So, if you want to sign up, you can check the link, www.gol dash, I think, clan.co.uk. It will be on the link, so obviously I'm suck at describing websites, but there it is. So have a nice day and peace out.